Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 1st of September, Spring Day. So I thought I'd be in the garden with a little blossom display as part of it. But with McShane, we keep working our way through the book of Samuel, today chapter 25, the story of David and Nabal. Nabal, a wealthy man, had shepherds that stayed near David, and he protected them. When a time came for Nabal to shear, David sent some men and said, "Look, share some of your abundance with us." Nabal chased them off quite rudely, and David thought he was going to go and avenge himself on Nabal. But some of Nabal's men went to his wife Abigail, and they said to her, "David sent messengers from the wilderness to give our master his greetings, but he hurled insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not ill-treat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. Night and day, they were a wall around us the whole time we were herding our sheep near them." And they say, "You need to do something." And there were 2 points here. The one is the influence David had. I'm quite sure if David had been a more immoral person, his men would have followed suit, and they would have been stealing from people. They would have gone and pilfered the shepherds' camps. But because David was upright and respectful and wouldn't take advantage of Saul even when he had the opportunity, that kind of attitude was passed on to his men. And we see that in society today as well, where you have good leadership. Usually through the structures there's good as well, and where it isn't, it gets weeded out quite quickly. Where the top is corrupt, and we've seen this in this country, where the top is corrupt, there's corruption all the way down. And so the president is corrupt and fiddling things, and next thing you know, the clerk in the license office is asking for sandwich money before they serve you. And so it really is a challenge to uphold good moral standards, and to just recognize the influence we have, often without even being aware of it. If we are right and walking with the Lord and standing with Him and being open about it, that influence will affect the people round about us. So it's an encouragement for us to stand in the Lord. So yeah, first thought. Second thought was Abigail immediately then goes and heads David off at the pass and stops him from going, and she says to him, "You don't want to have the thought of blood guilt on your conscience when you finally become king." And David's response was, "Praise be to God that you came and stopped me." And his perspective was that God had worked through Abigail to protect him from his own foolish ideas. And on the one hand, he has an example of a strong, decisive woman in Scripture, in the Old Testament, which is supposed to be so patriarchal, having a profound influence on the flow line of the story. So we need to always notice these things and recognize that society was patriarchal, but God worked with anyone in the Old Testament. And therefore we need to be prepared for God to work with anyone in our day as well. So on this beautiful first day of spring, be encouraged by a God that is with us, working with us, and making a difference in our world. Be blessed.